We do love you, Leeds. Maybe just a little bit less after that. Wow. Hey up, I'm Matt here. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. Thanks for coming over here. Frustrated, I'm sure, as everybody else is watching. Nightmare situation, that absolute nightmare. Where to start? You know what it is? It's one of them where you've got to talk about the game. I said it to Darren on the Leeds Bros. You've got to chat about the game. It's so hard to talk about the lineup, so hard to talk about first half performance, so hard to talk about anything but Elan Millie after that, and it's so frustrating. I hate bashing players. I hate bashing Leeds players. You know, they pull on our shirt and they play for our amazing, famous club that we all would give us left arm to play for, and it's just a shame because I've said recently, I've sung his praises. I'd say he's won us a few points in the last few weeks, or helped to win the points in the last few weeks. You know, Middlesbrough, some key saves in moments. Some I've always sort of slated him, saying he doesn't do enough of, and he's just dropped an absolute clanger there today. A couple of clangers, maybe all three, to be fair. He has some blame in, not all of them. Obviously, the second goal is just scandalous, and that sets the tone then for, you know, how the result goes. And yeah, say get in chat, let me know how you want me to direct this live, because like I say, I'm gonna have to try and touch on other areas of game, but it's hard because there's only one talking point really that everyone's sort of fucking thinking about. And yeah, mind me French, but it might be a bit of an hard one, this. Dylan, looking forward to this. Yeah, I'm glad you are. You just think Matt's gonna lose his shit on camera. Get the popcorn out. Can't defend him anymore, guys. 100% not. Yeah, cheers, Joe. I couldn't sort it out, mate. I'm not the best when it comes to that, and try to rush before this live started. Much appreciated, though, Joe. Always try to help us out, mate. Thanks so much. Maybe I'll try and sort it for the next one. Smash a like, subscribe. Cheers, Danny. Danny's put some other channels in chat. Only Leeds Bros, Joe Blackburn, and he's got Wilco White, Sean at Wilco White's as well for you to check him out. So have a look in chat and check those other channels out as well. Lord Sheargorath, hey up, mate. Hope you're okay. You're probably not after that. Callum shouts says piss off Meslier. Ina, evening, my mate. Bit of an earlier one for me, this one, but my niece has just had a little girl, which is good news. My missus has just been down to hospital, down at Jimmy's, delivered fine, full forceps after a bit of a struggle. So when she gets through the door, I want to spend a bit of time with our lass, speak about the events at the hospital, and as you can imagine. So I thought I'd come on a bit earlier than normal, but yeah, it's got to be done, on it. Nige says, evening, Matty, what a shit show that was today. Just let it go over. That's the thing. That's the thing, Callum, mate. Honestly, it will literally go over bar. Evening, CB. Matty Foster, it's my fault I predicted a win for the change. He did, mate. Richard Hogan, just seen the goals there now. Made mistakes for the first two goals we conceded, and yet they made mistakes for our second and third goals. Yeah, it was a game full of mistakes. Yeah, LUFC 1203, still top of the league. Let's not panic. No, mate, you know what it is? I'm not panicking, and we are top of league. But Meslier, he needs a bit of grilling for that. It's a bad one. It's a bad one, that, mate. Yeah, still top of league. Still aren't gonna worry about promotion. There's still all that sort of thing, but you can't generalise it down to we're okay with top of league. You know, there's things to talk about in this, or what are we doing here? It were a bad one, that, mate. It were really bad. The last two goals that Leeds got were from mistakes by the goalkeeper and against a very weak team. Yeah, they were, mate. Their goalkeeper were poor, but not as poor as ours today. Forecasted a 1-1, anything but, won it, mate. What a draw, but three goals a piece. It was mental. CBI back Meslier, but today was too much. He has to be dropped 100%, mate. 100%. We all try and back him. Nobody wants to kick someone while they're down. You know, nobody feels moments like it's worse than Elan Meslier. We know that. You know, can you even imagine how he's feeling today? Apparently, he's been in tears. Can you imagine? It's mental. It's mental. But it's professional football. He's paid a lot of money. Someone messaged me on my TikTok account earlier saying, yeah, but he's still young. I'm like, yeah, but he's 5 years in now as a starting goalkeeper for Leeds United. You know, 3 years in Prem, halfway through his second season in Championship. Is young, yeah, but he's experienced. He's experienced more than some 30-year-olds are. Like, top level football now. You know, top. He might not be top division football, yeah, 2 years in Championship or a year and a half in Championship, but it's top level. It's Leeds United. You know, within Championship, it's a good, a decent level of football we're playing at, and you know, he shouldn't be making mistakes where, you know, he leaves that and it hits a bar and goes over, and we go and win that game. I think 3-1, to be honest. I back Meslier today, yeah, but it has to be dropped. Yeah, cheers, Danny, mate. Yeah, looking forward. Just FaceTime me with her, so yeah, excited to meet her hopefully tomorrow. Let's say we'll get stuck into this. Get Keller in. Oh, imagine, mate. Imagine, lucky. Dave P. All on Farker. He picks him. Yeah, I know. So we'll get into it. Next 5 league games, banana skins all over, especially with Frenchie. Flappy hands in net. CB, nice one, Uncle Matty. Make sure the little ones a Leeds fan do your job, mate. 100%, mate. You see my kids on streams and that, don't you? Some of them, and yeah, it's there's no two ways about it. Darlow isn't the answer either. No, but it might have to be for now, pal. It might have to be. Dylan says, big questions to be asked. Should Mes be dropped? I know you hate that word, but I'd imagine it has to be. Yeah. Well, thing is, Dillo, I'm all about rotation, but you don't rotate your goalkeeper. For me, now he's got to get dropped. Yeah, he's got to get dropped. BBC Radio Leeds argument. If you drop Meslier, that's him surely done at Leeds. And your point is, yeah, exactly. He might be him done at Leeds. I mean, we say that, but Big Sam dropped him and they were way back. You know, we all thought it would done then. It's not about Mellier's feelings no more for me. I'm a big advocate of mental health and stuff like that. You know, massive on my channel, massive personally. It's a big part of my life, you know, helping people through mental health and struggles in their life. But I've said before, you know, I don't want to kick someone when they're down, and how Meslier feels. In the past, I've even shied away from wanting to drop him and just think, let him play through it. When he had that clanger against Sunderland, we had a bit of an international break coming up, so he got time to have a bit of time away there. And then when he came back, the defence in front of him shored that defence up and didn't have many shots to face. He built his confidence back up. But I'll be honest with you, he needs to come out. I aren't bothered how he feels. I aren't bothered about the repercussions if it totally knocks him. Because some people will say if you pull him out, he's done, like you're saying, his confidence is gone, then you'll never get him back. Tough. Like, anybody else has a bad game. I say anybody else, sometimes Farkas, sometimes managers, you know, let him play through bad form. Some people are undroppable. They are. Some people just are undroppable. But you are seeing certain players get rotated now. You're seeing certain players not play too well and they come out. You know, we've seen Nonto. He sort of lost his starting spot now due to form. It's got to be the same for the goalkeeper. It's got to be. Like he's got lucky so many times this season where he's kept his position, he's kept that number 1 shirt, and we say no one's pushing him. You know, I've heard people say Darlow's shy. Why is he shy? We haven't seen out of him. He played at Hull a couple of years ago and he was decent. Like, why is he shy? For me, Darlow don't do that today. We always know with Meslier, and I know goalkeepers in general, they've got this in locker. You know, it's one mistake and it's a goal. You don't get that anywhere else on pitch, really. But I think he's slightly at fault for the first one. The second one's just all on him. All on him. There's no else about it. It's all on Meslier, that. And the third one, flapping, coming from a corner, standing middle of, you know, Byram's getting that ball. You can see Byram's heading that ball out. He's heading it. Yeah, he goes to their player. If he don't come out net, Meslier flapping around, he stands in the middle of that goal. He probably just stops that ball with his foot. It weren't the best strike. It were not. He just took right off centre at middle of goal, and he saves that one, and we win that game 3-1. And he's just had an absolute brain fart, and he's just cost us points again. Portsmouth first game of the season, a couple of them he should have saved. Sunderland, 2 points dropped there. 2 points dropped tonight. For me, he's cost us at least 6 points. So some will say more. I've seen takes. I think Evie said on the Leeds Bros channel, she's counted 10. He's personally, you know, at fault for, and they add up. And for me now, Darlow has to come in. He has to come in. Cairns, I'm not asked, to be fair. Give Cairns a go, but for me, Darlow comes in and you've got to go get a new keeper now in January. It's a tricky position to do. I've said before, I don't want a massive change in January to get goalkeeper because it could totally derail a season. You know, it's a massive position. But for me now, they've got to do something. And I mean, we've been hoping and praying that come end of season, Meslier moves on, we get a bit of money for him. He's going to get plenty of clean sheets. He might look on the face of it like he's had a half-decent season. Another howl like that today. What's he worth? What's he actually worth? What are we doing here? Nice says Darlow has to come in now. If I don't trust him to get another one, it is January. I hope the 49ers are asking questions. You know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again, right? We dropped points against Blackburn. Shocking. You know, gutting. Drop points today. That's 2 points out of a possible 6. 4 points dropped top at league. Shocking. Undoes a lot of that hard work over Christmas. Yeah, it does. But I tell you what, a little bit of light end at tunnel. Maybe that's just going to show the 49ers, the Blackburn game, we need to go get another 10. Because when Aronson didn't do bad against Blackburn, he didn't, but we were lacking that creative spark in central areas. We had it with Solomon until he got took off. We've touched on that. But you look at that area at pitch there and you go, right, when Pirro's not on it, we need a 9 because Joseph and Bamford probably are up to it at the minute. This game, you've seen from goalkeeper, You know, you could even say left back, although I'll touch on Boba and that. I aren't going to hammer him, to be fair. But like, it looks all of a sudden like there's some holes now. Whereas a couple of weeks ago, we were probably saying there were no holes. As soon as I sorted that away form out, Stoke Derby, we're probably lucky going with sound. Sometimes you can have too much of a good run through January and they'll just shut up shop and go, we aren't bringing anyone in. And then February, wheels can fall off. We've seen it before. We've seen it so many times before at Leeds United. This is a game where it's just absolutely bottled it for me as Meslier. He's just made himself look so average, so poor, so I don't see a way out from this one. I just don't see it. I don't see how he manoeuvres his way through this now and keeps his number 1 shirt. I don't. Farke may back him. Farke said he's the best keeper in the league. Last season, he's not. He's nowhere near. He's closer to the bottom than he is the top. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy that he even said that. Michael says, I was going between all the Leeds watch-alongs today. As soon as Ilian let that second goal in, Joe Connor just lost it and turned on him. Joe had backed Ilian, but now he's saying, get him gone. Yeah, but the thing is, you can change your mind, Michael. So I know Joe really tries to back him. You know, he always tries to look at stuff like positively, and so do I. So you do want to back him even when he makes mistakes. You know you've got to back him. Tomorrow, maybe we'll all feel different. I don't know. I don't think we will this time because it's too many times. But once or twice, you let it go. It's happening too many times now. And I'm a little bit like that. You know, I've backed him before. Sunderland, I were fuming. A day or two later, I'm thinking, right, let's play through it. Then all of a sudden, he's doing better and you back him. Then he just reminds you why you can't look too far ahead with Ilian Meslier, and he's always going to have these flaws in his game. So I think he's changed his mind. Yeah, he has, and we had a lot to do that as content creators, as humans. Anybody can change their mind. Form changes, so your view on that player can change. And right now, he has to be dropped. Darlow can't be that number 1 as well. It can't be that bad as not. Yeah, I mean, Wales obviously isn't a top nation when it comes to international football, mate. But yeah, I 100% believe, same as you, mate. He's Wales number 1. He doesn't play club football. Mental. Lord Shigorov. A centre back, a left back, a DM. A centre back, a left back. Schmidt on the bench. Supposedly, Il Byron comes on for Voba. Schmidt obviously Brown Farkas cat over. Mate, I don't know what Schmidt's done. I don't know what he's done. It's just it's bad, innit? I mean, Ramazani didn't come on today. That's 2 games he's been unplayed. We didn't see none one today. A lot of people slating his sub, saying he only brought on obviously 2. Gilavogi 91st, Mateo Jones for 91st, and Barham, midway through second half. But when you actually look at it, I don't see why he'd make an offensive change on the 70th minute when we were flying. To be fair, we're doing really well. You know, we're only those 2 late goals that sort of sparked his movement on that bench to bring a couple of forward players on. But yeah, it's a shocker, mate. But yeah, that Smith's obviously has run his cat over, mate. He's done something bad, hasn't he? Should we start questioning Farke? None of us want what happened. Like, yeah, I don't think you can today. You know what I'd say with that, Dave, right? I'd say the lineup, did he get it right? Right. So people will say no, right? Voba, last week before, when Voba's coming this season at left back, been a great call. So putting Voba at left back today wasn't a bad call. But because he was out of position for that goal, couldn't keep up, he ain't got the pace, he can't get up and down. All right, he was fine last week against Blackburn when he was bombing down wing and crossing balls and he's shooting. And then you look at, you know, Ampadu playing out of position at centre half. Why has he played him there? Why ain't he moved? Why ain't he put Voba at centre half and put Schmidt at left back, or, you know, and put Ampadu in centre at Park and drop Rothwell again? There's all these permutations, but you look at it. Last season we were saying Ampadu and Rodon were absolutely tight, solid as a rock last season. They were best centre partnership we've got. I often say that Ampadu's best position could be centre half at times when he's playing well there. But now all of a sudden, you know, we're picking fault with that. For me, the lineup were fine. There were not wrong with lineup. But now in hindsight, you can look back and go, you know, this was shite, that were wrong, this were wrong. I don't see it myself. I think Voba and Ampadu were out of position for that first goal. Yeah, I do. I also think Meslier comes out off his line into no man's land. I think if he stays in his line, lets Voba attempt to challenge for ball, try and put him off, get as tight to that attacker as he can. He's maybe got to shoot from distance because he's gaining on him. Maybe it goes wide, maybe he saves it, maybe he scuffs it. Who knows? But I know Meslier one-on-one is decent one-on-one. He's one of the best at one-on-one chances. So stay in your line, let him have to come to you. Rushes out into no man's land, it's just an easy goal. But I don't think you can blame Farke. I think you got the lineup sound, to be fair. I don't think there were a problem with lineup. Yeah, we can argue Schmidt at left back instead of Woba, but Woba will find a player there recently. Almost been slating Woba. And then we 1-0 down. Half time, he absolutely puts a rocket up their ass and they come out flying. So for me, that turn at half time, without making no subs, that were on Farke. So Farke's got an upturning performance from 45 minutes onwards, and then Meslier does that. Meslier does that, not Farke, not bloody Bamford, not anybody. You know, that is on Meslier. That mistake is Ilan Mellier's fault. He cost us the points there. We've gone from being average, poor, shit, whatever you want to say in that first half, yet we're still creating chances. I said to all the Leeds bros, I said on their stream, I says, we're going to be fine in this game because we're still getting chances. It's not like a Blackburn away, a Bristol away. It's not like all these other games where we concede a goal and we just can't. We were creating all first half. So Hull played a brand of football today I just didn't expect. They got a goal. Sit back. You'll win 1-0. Sit back against us. What are you fucking doing? Sit back and win the game 1-0, Hull. Have you not seen the script? No, they haven't. They went and scored fucking 3. But they also give us many chances to put that game to bed, you know, alongside that. But they also created maybe 3 or 4 extra. It could have been 5-all. But at 3-1 up, Farke's blameless. He's gone from being shit, blame Farke for this and that, for staff, whatever you want to say, blame Farke, we're doing shit. 3-1 up, none of it's Farke's fault after that for me. It's not. It's not. Michael, the next match is FA Cup against Harrogate, and I'm sure Darlow. Yeah, mate, Darlow comes in for that. He has a good game, and he keeps that number 1, doesn't he? Loshie Gorath, if Mellier's dropped, he has to take it on the chin. Cyber for self, 100%, mate. 100%. You know, if you fuck up at your workplace, mate, if anyone fucks up at work, anyone fucks up in life, you've got to take stuff on chin. You can't just saunter through life messing up and getting rewarded, which keeping your shirt at Leeds United is being rewarded. So whether you think it's harsh, whether you've got a personality that, you know, feels sorry for people, I do. I really struggle with seeing someone struggling. I always want to pick them up. I hate thinking someone's stuck in their head, worried, stressed. I've been there. It's not nice. On the other hand, he's messed up, and he's messed up more than once. How many more chances does he need? You've got 2 other players there. Season pro in Cairns, probably not at this level, fair. And you've got Darlow, who's been Premier League level, who definitely is Championship level, whether you think he's better than Meslier or not. He's all we've got right now. Will they go out and get a goalkeeper? I don't know if they will. But they've got Darlow there. And let's be fair, when Darlow come in, everyone, we all thought Darlow coming in as number 1. We all thought he was coming in as number 1. If Meslier would have moved on last summer and we had Darlow, we wouldn't have thought no of it. We thought Darlow was as number 1. It's been a shock that he's been happy to sit on bench. 4 points drop this week, says nice. From winning situations, just not good enough for top 2. No, it's not. I'm not going to lose my head though, mate. I'm not going to lose my head. I'm not. Last week, I don't want to make excuses. Home game against Blackburn, that's not a big issue because we're fine at home. Like I said last night on my stream, the away form when we were losing and dropping points away from home, that was a massive issue because I didn't see where next win were coming from. There was an issue with the away form. The home form, there's no issue. You are going to have a game where someone comes up, sets up and just grinds a draw out against you. Fine. Shit, how we lost it. You probably saw that today, you see. You probably saw how we lost those points on at home against Blackburn. You probably saw a drop-off of performance that first half. You know, sometimes you can get a kick in bollocks and it takes you a while to rise back up to it. And for me, that's probably what you saw at start of this game. You saw a negative reaction to a bad ending in the last game. And I think that's, you know, whether you're happy or not, it's fair enough to a degree. I can start to see it. Sulking a little bit, half-time, rock it up your ass, get fucking sorted. Your Leeds United, go play, your fans are there in corner, go do something for them. And they did. And then Meslier does that, you know. But today, it's a bit of an anomaly. I say anomaly, does it a lot, does Meslier, but it's still an absolute howler of an error that's cost us again. You count up the absolute horror moments we've had this season. You know, slips, penalties, Mellier's faults. We'd be 10 points bloody clear. You know, Solomon slipped, so unlucky. You know, penalty given away against Norwich. So many individual errors. Very rare does anyone get any points off us when it's not an individual error. Very rare. Very rare. And I know you can say that about any team. There's an individual error somewhere for someone to score. To a degree, I agree with that. But, like, we don't have some shockers. Like, Mellier's highlight reel this season's bad enough as it is. We should have had 15 points out of 15, but without Clank. Yeah, mate, honestly, we were flying, weren't we? We were flying up until Blackburn. Andy, we knew there were plenty more days like this, but some justify Leicester losing 11 matches. I'm not buying it. Yeah, no, I get that. A lot of people come back, don't they, and say, yeah, well, Leicester lost 7 and they drew 6 and blah, blah, blah. And we're nowhere near that and we played half at games. I understand all that I do, but you still got to pick the bones of a game. You know, you spend your money, you spend your time, your effort, your stresses, everything focused on Leeds United. When it goes tits up, you've got to discuss it, haven't you? And do I think we'll be fine, Andy? 100%. I still think we'll go up. Even if Meslier plays, I think he'll cost us more points, but I still think we'll be okay. I say that with a little less confidence than I normally do, but these things happen in football. But you've still got to pick the bones of it, and 100% now he deserves to be dropped. The limelight's on him again. The spotlight's on him again, all for the wrong reasons. It's a lonely, horrible place for him. I'm sure you could see when the goal went in, that second goal, the players could not believe he'd done it again. It's down to Gilavogi's. Some play. I mean, I don't know how they handle it. Do they give him space? Do they not want to talk to him? Does someone like a Gilavogi and Ampadu put their arm around him? Does Cairns? Does Darlow? They'll be rubbing their hands together because they know they're going to get a shot now. Meslier must realise he's at fault, so he should expect to be. Yeah, I think he do. I think he will do. Thing is, with Farke, he's backed him to ill, hasn't he? He's massively backed him. So will he go back on it? I mean, I've not seen Farke's interview after the game. I'm sure he's done. I've not seen anything what he said, but it's inexcusable for me. You can't excuse that. You can't. I remember Pickford making the same goalkeeping howler at the Merseyside derby a few seasons ago. Yeah, I remember that too, Michael. Yeah, I do. See, thing is with this though, this one was actually on the top of the bar. If he don't touch that, he just hits the bar and goes over. He's actually scooped it in. It's that bad. He should be getting bleeding checked for match fixing. It's that deliberate. It's so unbelievable. Like the Sunderland one were bad. It might have hit an object, potentially did, and yeah, okay. That was unreal. That he's literally scooped it from basically going out for a goal kick. So I scooped it back in, and it's easiest goal he'll ever score. Darlow was excellent for Wales last fall. Yeah, well, mate, I think he'll be in. I think it's perfect timing now. You take Meslier out firing line. He's got a couple of weeks at least to keep his head down. You're sticking Darlow for FA Cup game against Harrogate. If he does okay, and I mean okay, I mean if he stood there with a pulse and don't concede a goal or don't do a howler, regardless of what he does, I think he plays next league game. I don't see how he cannot. I just can't see it unless they go out and sign a goalkeeper in the next 2 weeks. But surely Darlow's worth his shot now for me. And this is Farke holds a record in the Premier League, 15 straight losses on the bounce. Don't tell me that, mate. New keeper in Jan. I just aren't sure it'll happen. But yeah, they need to be looking now. Like I said earlier, this could be a good thing. They're going to have to look at Meslier. They're going to have to look at Aronson's number 10 role. Maybe a striker. There's a couple of, maybe left back. There's a couple of areas now that feel like they've opened up a little bit and they need to be looked at. So January, like I say, a few weeks ago, you may look at it and go, oh, we're all right here. All of a sudden, there's a few gaps now, and it's come at the time where we can actually impact those roles. We can go out and we can bring people in, we can loan them, we can buy them. Whether they will or not is another thing we don't know. But the 49ers have got to look at that. Farke's got to look at that, and there's got to be something done about it for me, because if he does that again, I mean, I thought there were going to be a gap created at the top of the league. Joe speaks about it a lot. My mates, all the Leeds bros do. Sean at Wilco Whiteson spoke about it a lot. We'll get a bit of a gap. At some point, there'll be a gap. There would be a gap if you want for these errors. So how big is this gap going to have to be? Because we're halfway through the season now, there's probably going to be another 2 or 3 errors. Like, I didn't think there'd be one as bad as Sunderland. That were worse, that today. And he does that again. If that gap's tight, it could cost promotion. It could. I don't think it will, but it could. It's a conversation. At 3-2, Farke effect up his subs. Why talk to them, get them on? Yeah, well, a couple of games now, he hasn't got his subs. He hasn't got his subs right. Before that, his subs have been doing brilliant, been coming on and impacting games. Today were one of those days he didn't. But I do feel mid-second half today, we were on top, 3-1. Nobody saw 3-all coming. If he cruises through 3-1 and he hasn't brought he hasn't brought Nonto on, he hasn't brought Ramazani on, he hasn't had many subs, no one's saying out at 3-1. Meslier's fucked it. Simple as for me. I don't think we get a keeper. Yeah, I think so too, Danny. I do. I didn't really do. Ramazani didn't get a run today. Same again, mate. I don't think he needed to make an offensive change by the time that time of the game came. I think Ramazani would have got minutes today had it been 1-all on 70th minute. I think he's making these subs to try and impact the game. I just feel like he was comfortable. We looked all right until he scoops the ball back into play and lets them score that second goal. We looked fine. I wouldn't have made an offensive change. No one. They looked all right. They really did. Solomon, again, best player on pitch, didn't look tired. Dan James will run all day. I don't think there was much need for change, if I'm honest. As soon as they score, it starts getting everyone worried. They score third. It's panic stations. It's game over, innit? Farke hasn't done this, Farke hasn't done that. But for me, I don't really think an offensive change was needed, mate. If I'm honest, it's opinions. Everyone's entitled to their own. It's just my opinion. I can see his point of view with that. Michael, a bit for his rubbish. Yeah. Don't trust like any same old excuses. Still, Schmidt didn't play. Yeah, mate, I might as well stop talking about Schmidt, mate. Is he even a Leeds player? Is he even a Leeds player? It's like might as well talk about Jorginho Rutter, mate. He's got more chance of playing for Leeds on his dual registration this season than fucking Schmidt has. It's beyond a bit of a joke. But we're never going to make that sub, when we were 3-1 up. I just didn't see. I just thought he was happy as a team. He was just happy. And the goal came so late, But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Schmidt, mate. But so many permutations. Has he fallen out? Is he just not performing in training? Honestly, I couldn't tell you, but it's not great. And if I were him, I'd want to go, even though he can't do now because he's played for 2 teams this season. The league changes from week to week. Normally, a club is in the top 2. It's in the top for 2 weeks and it changes back and forth. Sheffield United, Sunderland have been top for a few weeks and and that top 4's potentially now just going to keep rotating in it. I sort of felt we won't drop out of that top 2 at all, even after Blackburn results. I thought we'd win today. Yeah, maybe I was confident with that. I still think we'll be fine, but the problem is these individual letters like this don't tend to be happening for your Burnleys, for your Sheffield United. You know, I mean, Sheffield United appear to be on drop a little bit now. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like these games like this, you know, Burnley go away to them today. They probably win 1-0 to Burnley. You know, we've somehow gone away at Hull, the worst home side in the division, and ended up with 3-3. Mental. Lord Shergaff says all the time, put Bamford in goal. He keeps the ball out of the net better than most. He does, man. Imagine Schmidt can't get game time against Harrogate. If he can't get game time against Harrogate, mate, I won't even. If he doesn't play any minutes against Harrogate Town, I'm not speaking about Schmidt on Channel 11 again, mate, because there's no point. Like I say, if he doesn't play against Harrogate, he's not a Leeds United player, so there's no point talking about him. I'm that serious on that note. Like, if he gets no minutes, there's just no point talking about him anymore. It's just shocking. It's shocking. Lordy Bamford will stay. Will still find a way to F it up. Yeah, he did, mate. He did. Even Joe B, who has backed Mez all season. Yeah, he has, mate. And, you know, like I say, he sort of played himself into a bit of form. I thought Meslier at times since that Sunderland game. I thought he'd come good. Absolute shocker against United. He's back to square one again now when you're having to try and build someone's confidence up. You know, how many times can you do it? So these confidence players are just no good. They're too fragile of mind, you know, for Leeds United, man. You know, I keep saying that all the time just for I like a passing comments, Leeds United, but it is Leeds United vying for top spot to get promoted to Premier League. And Meslier still making clangers like he's made for the last 5 since he's had 1 good season really for me. You know, maybe 2 at a push, and then he's been suspect for a couple as well. And like I say, confidence players are just no good for me. We had it with Jack Harrison. We've had it with Patrick Bamford. When you have a confidence player, they come good in clusters, which means they have bad moments, bad clusters as well, where you just can't get through that form. And you've either got to play him through it, which he has done with Meslier, or you've got to drop him. And I feel like he's tried to play him through form drops so many times. It's just so unforgiving when you're in between them sticks on your own. You know, there's no one else. You know, you're not a midfield 2. You're not a midfield. You're not a defensive pairing. You're not 2 up top. You haven't got a partner to lean on. A stray pass goes out of touch. No one talks about it. 20 seconds later, goalkeeper, you make a mistake and it ends up like that. You're knackered, aren't you? You're knackered. Yeah, he did. Meslier is best of a bad bunch, I'm afraid. Maybe, but we need to find out, don't we? Darlow's got to start for me. We've got to find out. Got to find out. Poor indictment of Farker if he doesn't trust his second choice keeper. He's stubborn doesn't help it. No, it doesn't, Richard, mate. It's shocking. This is where we find out now. You know, I allow him with that Sunderland one. I allowed him mentally a couple of days later, right? Let him play through it, go again. I can't do it again. Like, I am Farker. I am a Farker fan. I'm a Farker in 100%. If he doesn't take Meslier out firing line, shame on him. Shame on Farker if he doesn't. Andrew Michael, they could come on earlier. He taught them to death wasted. But yeah, well, he does, mate, doesn't he? He does. Portsmouth, Sunderland, Norwich, and then today, how many more games? Simon, couldn't agree more, mate. It's 55 in building, which is massive for me. I think it's one of the highest I've ever had. Please stick a like on video if you haven't already, and please subscribe if you're new here. That'd be brilliant. Thanks so much for your time watching me waffle on about shite. So frustrating, isn't it? Back to work Monday after a lovely Christmas period, and they just got to fuck it up. We've just been saying last couple of weeks they haven't fucked up Christmas, have they? They haven't fucked it up at all, and then they've just ended on such a shit note. It should have been a game where Pido scored. It had Portsmouth 5-3-3. Strout was missed. Yeah, mate, Strout was definitely missed. So it should have been game over when Pido scored. Yeah, it should have been. And it was in my eyes. I totally switched off from fact it was even a competitive game at that point. I thought we'll go get a 4th and a 5th. We were absolutely flying. That clinical edge to us game had sort of come in. We were flying. We looked like we were going to score every time we got in their half. And then we go do that. The thing with Mez has taken away Tanaka's strike. Yeah, as Danny, yeah. I mean, Tanaka's strike was brilliant. Beautiful goal. Finally, a midfielder scores from open play or scores in general. We don't really care since Grove in semi-final against Norwich last year. What a goal. Don't even need to be spoke about now, Danny, unfortunately. Don't even need to be spoke about. I ran a pub team. I won a Sunday league and a cup competition in first season. I'll send my... Yeah, you do that, pal. You do that, mate. That's class. Skip up. You're all right, mate. Meslier was 100% to blame for the 3-point shot today, but let's not forget we missed 4 or 5 good chances. Yeah, we did. It's one of them, innit? First half, we were poor. We weren't at it. But the end result is we got to 3-1. So what happened before that? You know, I've seen comments earlier saying, you know, we lost that game in the first half by someone. That's not true. We lost the game in the second half when Meslier dropped that ball onto their player's toe. That's the truth. You know, that first half wasn't acceptable, but they've done the hard work. You can start bad, you can fuck up at some, and you can get past it. You can show a bit of endeavour, and you know, someone could turn around and go, they sorted that out there. They rectified that, and they did. And then at 3-1, he did that. See, it's not like we got back to 1-1 late on in the game and go, we lost that in first half. You know, we didn't. That wasn't true. We got to 3-1 up. Like that, the issue was Meslier. That was the issue. Yeah, took it away from Tanaka's goal. 100%, mate. 100%. A few people are saying that. Blame it on Meslier. Yeah, Skip, we dropped 2 points, not 3. Yeah, we did. My fat fingers. Hey up, son. Up, you're all right, mate. After that, it was crap, wasn't it, son? But yeah, felt like a loss. Yeah, it does in that manner, though, doesn't it? You know, the Blackburn one did as well. That's the worst thing. We've come out with 2 points, undefeated in the last 2. But it just feels like 2 losses. Like to lose points out of winning positions when you're Leeds United, top at league. As defence has been sound. We just conceded 4 in the last 2 games. Where's that come from? Burnley aren't doing that. That's a worry. I know Strauk, I know Vauban at left. I know we've got holes in this team. I get that, but it was Hull. We're the bottom of division for home form. It was Hull. If Burnley Sheffield United lost or drew, that would have softened the blow with today's results, although there. Yeah, no, it does, mate. Blackburn Day, we had that, didn't we? We had some people around us, but obviously Burnley win today. Sunderland, they play tomorrow, do they? It's just not looking good, is it? Dillo, I feel he should have brought subs on to run down the clock. We gave away cheap free kicks and slow. But you know what, Blackmire did today, Dylan? Whenever we go a couple of goals up to good, how many times do we talk about putting that handbrake on and it pisses us off, right? So what I will say to all the people that want attractive football, free-flowing football, want Bielsa-style football, you got that today. So the people who are saying Farke's, you know, too pragmatic, he's too defensive, he don't just let the shackles off. He did today. And look what we got, and no one's happy. So maybe that's maybe we've got to look at that and go, you can see why he's so defensive, minded. He gets it a lead in the game and just shuts up shop. You can see why. These are the sort of, so we'll probably see Leeds now be very poor in attack. 1-1s, 1-0s, 2-0s. Not interested in engaging in an end-to-end game, which is what we saw today, because he don't want it. We had it at Swansea as well. You know, he don't like games of football like this. He don't like wild games. Bielsa thrived on it. He loved it. He loved the entertainment factor. That ain't it for Farke. Farke's all about the points, about controlling a game, controlling what you can do, which is keep the ball, nullify them by keeping the ball. That didn't happen today. And fair play to Hull. Fair play. They give it a hell of a go. They should have shut up shop at 1-0. They should have shut up shop. But when you know you're not the best defensively, you know you're a poorer side than the opposition, go for it. Why not? And look, fair play. It wasn't them that won the points today. They were gifted someone a silver platter. We are giving free kicks away. 3 teams now doing long. Yeah, they are. Well, they know he flaps. He knows we've got a keeper that flaps with balls in there. As the season goes on, we will have more intense pressure to deal with. Can we really trust Meslier? No, we can't. We can't, mate. Blackburn lost at home to Burnley today. Another masterclass by John Useless. Mr. Fahrenheit, out, mate. 49 area act now or no stadium expansion. Yeah, true, mate. So much riding on it. So much. Reward someone by playing them and punish someone for total fuck-ups. Ian Bannister. Paul Walker. Just can't trust him. He's got jelly hands. Yeah. Andy Rowe. I still think Farke has to take some blame. A good manager. Yeah, well, I said at half-time, the first half were on place for me. Second half were down to Farke. He had 45 minutes and 5 subs to change it. And to be fair, I thought he did. Honestly, Andy, I can't fault Farke for this one. I genuinely can't. Not everyone will agree. I actually just can't fault Farke for it. You can blame subs. At the point when we normally make subs, these pre-planned subs, which are shit, because it's not going off game state, it's going off pre-planned, what he's already got, which makes no sense to me. That's a fault on Farke. Why would he make any massive... No one looked like... They looked, honestly, like they just started game. For that middle part of that second half, they were flying. And then he concedes that goal, and then... Harrogate won't be easy. This will be on their minds. Yeah, well, thing is, Harrogate now's gone from just being put the kids out, play it. Now it's come to a game. Now they've got to go win. They can't go 3 games unbeaten and one of them be Harrogate. It's embarrassing. They need to put a strong side out for Harrogate. Me now, bringing these kids in, trial and error, mixing around with lineup. I don't know if you can now. I don't know if you can afford to. Imagine if he goes 3 games unbeaten, not without a win. Sorry, one of them's Harrogate. Cool. I don't see it. I think he's going to have to put a strong side out for Harrogate now. Golden rule in football, mate. If in doubt, put it out 100%. Our basics that night. Heard it all the time through school playing football. If in doubt, put it out. Just dit it out and tap it over. Or if in doubt, mate, and it's already going out, just fucking leave it, Nige. Just leave it. Wilco Whites. Sorry I'm late on, mate. It's fine, pal. Any other keeper deals with that? It's time to change in goal. We have too much on the line to trust Meslier or worry about his feelings. Darlow needs to come in or we buy. 100% can't agree anymore, mate. I don't think they'll buy. I think they'll be wanting a top draw goalkeeper for Prem. I think Darlow comes in. Maybe he looks at a loan. If I'm honest, I don't think they do out for a goalkeeper in Jan. I think they give Darlow a go now for the Harrogate game, the game after that, and then if they need to act late on it window, if Darlow's not at it, they will do, I'm sure. But I feel like they're going to give Darlow a bit of a go now. And if he can sort of be all right these next 2, I think they'll gamble on Darlow and me with Meslier as a number 2. I have to see. It's all just here saying it. Who knows? I never thought Darlow was going to be number 1. He was happy to back up for his agents. Yeah, well, I did think he was going to be number 1. But yeah, I know it's split opinions. Some people didn't think he were coming here to be number 1. I didn't think he was coming here to be a bench option. I didn't. But yeah, it's proven to be the case. He hasn't been able to displace Meslier, which he hasn't been great. If Darlow's worth his salt, why hasn't he been able to replace him? So there's that conversation of as well. Did you see Rodon's reaction when Mez made the howler priceless? I'm sure Ethan will have a word of Farkin about Mez. I think Rodon's had no. Yeah, mate. 100%, mate. I saw it. All the defence were, obviously annoyed. Rodon looked fuming, to be fair. He couldn't believe what had just happened. But yeah, he stood out like a sore thumb, did Rodon's reaction, to be honest, mate. I saw it straight away. Rodon looked pissed off. Yeah, 100%. Good job Firpo wasn't playing in it. Firpo would have been kicking off. He'd have been tearing tunnel down. Mick, we lost the 3rd goal because of Meslier. Our defence, we lost the 3rd goal because of, yeah, I agree. Our defence was still pissed at Meslier and we weren't focused on the task. And yeah, 100%. He rushed out, mate. I mean, he rushed out and Byram had that. Byram were heading that ball all day long. He didn't need to come out. And you know what it is? If you come out, we saw him against Blackburn. If you're coming out to clear the ball, it's it. Like if he thinks he's going to get there, it's the best thing to do is punch it. You've got to Byram out. You've just got to hit the ball. You can't come out and then realise you've messed up and then miss it and then try and get back. If he stands on his line, he saves that. If he don't come, and I know you want him to command his box, but that was one of the ones he didn't have to come for. Byram had it covered. So yeah, but it fought for 3rd and 100%. But at that point, at the second one, you've lost him for me. He's a confidence player, like I say. After that first mistake, that second goal, you've lost Meslier. It's done. You're on borrowed time then until there's another mistake. The whistle needs to get blown and get down tunnel before he makes another one. And for me, it wasn't as bad at second one, no, but he's to blame for 3rd as well. Windass for Sheffield Wednesday will have a field day against Meslier. Yeah, honestly. Danny talks about I'm an ex-keeper. That second goal would have been in row beat, 100%, mate. Even though I'll smash a like and sub. Yeah, please stick a like on. 61 people in here, which is mental. Thanks so much. Yeah, and subscribe if you're new, please. Very much appreciated. Michael, Sheffield United had their bad run now as their hard matches are over and they are just a point behind Leeds. Yeah, Leeds suffer a run of matches start at the end of Jan, Burnley, Sunday. Yeah, very true, Michael. Great point. Great point. We've come through. We've got to the top of the mountain now, haven't we? And, we're probably better doing chasing. Like you say, we've got some hard games coming up soon. Sheffield United, have they had their blip? We don't know yet. Maybe. Burnley are just shite, but effective. It's a worry. It is a worry. I think we'll be okay, though. I are throwing baby out with Baffert. I'm not losing my cool over that. I'm pissed off with Meslier today. Farker's not totally blameless, neither are other players. But for me, we win that game. And we talk about the slight errors here, there, and, in other areas today. But it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter what happened in first half. Doesn't matter if he made subs or not. Meslier leaves that ball, tips it over, whatever he wants to do. We win that game 3-1 for me. Smash a like, subscribe. Yeah, please do. Cheers, Danny, mate. Mr. Fahrenheit. Hi, Hill don't score. We hardly concede 3-all. Shocking. Our squad is probably worth 5 times theirs. Need to just justify our investment in players. But for God's sake, drop Meslier. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Our squad is far superior to Hull's today. Far superior. We didn't match him for, I don't feel like, effort and endeavour early on. I thought they were up for it. But how many times do we say Yorkshire Derby, lower opposition, up for it. Leeds come, caught cold, poor start. Takes us a while to get into it. We don't win those 50-50s. They're flying extra 10, 15, 20% in games where, you know, they have no right to be in. If you're not up for fight away from home, you don't earn the right to play. And that started in first half. Second half, tempo. I'll talk about every video. It's on point. Second half, you can see with different side. And then Meslier does that and it's game over. I hope this is our blip and we move on from here. Yeah, I do, mate. I mean, if we can get away with a blip has been 2 draws, mate, you'd take that every day a week because that ain't bad if it's a blip. But yeah, if we haven't hit as blip yet, it's a worry because, like I say, we aren't clear enough for any more than blip. CB 51 watching, only 18 likes. Get the button smash, guys. Thanks for that, CB. Yeah, please like if you're watching. But maybe you're watching because you just want to watch to talk about Meslier, but you don't actually like it, which is fine. Don't like it, but be nice if you don't mind doing, mate. It'd be great. Thank you. Gavin Paddy, Meslier has been poor for 2 or 3 years. Club at fault. Yeah, he has, mate. Obviously, they'll make the odd save. You know, obviously, you have to praise him when he does well, but damn right you're gonna, you know, give him shit when it's not, and it's costing points now. It's costing points. It's not even a case of his distribution went off today. Oh, we didn't do well with this, but we got to win. You know, we lost points today because of it. Could see Leeds messing up today. We were sloppy at 2-1. That's any kind of defensive solidarity. Would have thought at 3-1, a couple of you know what it was. It was just bizarre, wasn't it? Because we normally are at 2-1, at 3-1. We normally are so sound. It was a basketball today. Basketball match. It was back and forth with a side that had players out. You know, like loads of players out. Like it weren't a decent side that today at all. You know, it's bonkers that we got caught. I can't believe they played that way. I cannot believe Hull just went for it. Fair play. They got away with it because of his keeper, but fair play. I mean, did anybody else expect Hull to play like that? Honestly, expect Hull to just go out the level like that? Because I didn't. And I know they do try and play attractive football, and that's the downfall sometimes because they haven't got attractive players. They're not a decent quality side, and they do give it a go. But nobody can tell me they expected them to go play. You know, they scored 3. They could have scored 5 or 6 today. They were one early in first half where they went down left, crossed it in, and I don't know what Meslier were doing, and then they put it in post. Meslier well out of position again, nowhere near it. Leave it to defenders to do the job. Sometimes he just comes rushing out like an headless chicken, and it almost cost us 1 there. We're almost 2-0 down in first half. I've been a keeper, the most loneliest place on the pitch. Yeah, I can imagine, Danny. I've never been a goalkeeper. But yeah, it will be. Honestly, he'll be absolutely devastated today. Devastated. Meslier said if he leaves, it will go to a club with his first choice keeper. He could have a problem, I think. Yeah, I agree, mate. Unless it's a French side. Maybe a French side will take a punt on him, but he's definitely going to struggle to get anywhere decent and be a first choice keeper because for me, he isn't at that level. Burnley have dropped points at home to Stoke. Derby, Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Preston, QPR. Burnley also drew away at Hull early this season. Yeah. It's a championship, innit? It's a championship. These results coming, I guess. It's just hard to take today. Fuck off, Leeds, says Harley Rispin. I love that, mate. Fuck off, Leeds. But you're still here enduring more pain, Harley. Enduring more pain. It's even got me drinking. Wilco Whites. Every keeper makes mistakes, but these mistakes are costing us points, which could bite us in the ass come the end of the season. 100%. 100%. It's a thing, innit? People make mistakes, but when it's costing points, it's different, innit? You know, outfield players have the luxury of it not really costing them anything. You know, you just rock up and say they've got a poor rating, they may get dropped down a bench or whatever for a game or two if the form totally drops off. But you know, not many people can say they drop points, you miss a penalty and stuff like that. Yeah, but general player, outfield players get away with it a little bit. Goalkeepers can't. Iceman, anything but the Iceman for me. Mark Sutherland, hey up, mate. Hope you're well after that shite. Evening, Matthew. What a lot of shite that was. Sid. Hey up, Sid. Good evening. Matty Mez. Time is up and he will cost us a top 2. Him or Farker stubbornness. Honestly, if Farker sticks with Meslier, I will lose a lot of respect for Farker. I really will, because I don't know what he's doing it for. It needs taking out of firing line now. You've got to do it. You've got to take him out of firing line. It's not healthy to keep him in there now for me. It's not. It's not. We've seen it before with Bamford. We've seen it with certain players. Sometimes you've got to take them out. It needs dropping now. It needs dropping. So, yeah, Sid, honestly, I'll lose a lot of respect for Fark if he goes along with him playing. 5 games between Oxford and today, 11 points gained, just ended up on a sour note and we're frustrated cost of errors made. Yeah. I mean, 5 games between Oxford and today. Yeah, you know what it is? That points total looked brilliant until Blackburn, but now all of a sudden it's ruined Christmas. The Christmas points total for me, it's really put a downer on it. And however you want to look at it. You know, some people are trying to turn it as it's positive. We haven't lost a point away from home, 3 at home. You know, we're still sound. You know, but I think we're still having 2 points a game or somewhere close, and it's not the end of the world. It's not, but we can't maintain this going forward. We can't. Like the away form, we thought we'd rectified it. For me, we still have rectified it because that was 3-1 all day if you don't make that mistake. To me, we fought us way back into the game. I love the effort of the guys. I love how we were 1-0 down, as backward against the walls. You know, it looked. I said at half time we'd be all right. I felt like we'd be fine. I felt like we had goals in it because we were playing so open. But fair play, you know, pull yourself through in the mid of that second half and get yourself in front. But you can't legislate, you know, for an error like that. The outfield players can't do anything about it. Say we saw with Rodon's face, can't legislate for it. Farke, what can Farke do at that point? Nothing. Timmy, for what did Meslier do? Nothing. Nah, I don't know if you've seen it, mate, or what. I don't know if that's a genuine, mate. But if you haven't seen it, watch the highlights back. First goal comes out no man's land, gets lobbed. Not really his fault, but a little bit of blame on him. Second goal's just going off at bar. He leaves it, hits the bar and goes over, or he tips it over sound. He gets it, flicks it back in, drops in front of him, and guy taps it in. And then third goal is all of it shot from across, comes out, don't need to, and they score a third, mate. Shocking. Richard Hogan, if Meslier is a confidence player, then that mistake today is a sign of overconfidence. Just keep it simple. Back to basics. Stick to that. Maybe he's got a little bit too big for his boots recently because he hasn't had a fuck up in a while. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, when I say confidence player, maybe that's the wrong term to use. I don't ever think he looks overconfident, to be fair. But I just think when he's down on confidence, it's a bad one for him. Very hard to take in the last 2 games. Yeah, 100%. Hey up, Matt. Hope you're all right, mate. Even after that, pal. With Mez, I think it's mentality and maybe a rest out of the team will be good. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to do him any good carrying on playing at minute, Matt. I don't see him playing against Harrogate, playing in next couple of league games and smashing out of park, having an easy night, having clean sheets galore, making saves left, right, and centre. I just don't see it. And you know, the focus is going to be on him that much now, Matt. The best thing to do for everybody is take him out, because then if Darlow makes a mistake or Cairns makes a mistake, it's not Meslier making it. And then, you know, maybe people will turn and go, Meslier is not that bad. We don't know. We need to find out now, don't we? You are a shit team. Cheers, mate. Still 1 point clear at the top. Yeah, I know, mate. I know, and that's how we'll end it, I suppose. You know, look at the positives as you've got to. It's just a bit hard at the minute. I like the summarising using our heads instead of sugarcoating it like some do. Yeah, I know. Well, I can't sugarcoat that, mate. With shit. But the lads did enough. They did enough to get 3-all. Evening, Richie, mate. Hope you're well. They did enough. The lads fought back enough to get a 3-1 win there for me. Gilavogi for either Roffle or Tanaka on 70 minutes was a change to me. Yeah, I thought Gilavogi could have come on, mate, just for that defensive steal. And he'd have been good, you know, when there's all these free kicks and corners coming in. He'd have been another aerial ball winner for me. Maybe Ramazani for James too at the same stage. Yeah, I mean, these are subs looking back in hindsight, mate. Yeah, but I weren't crying out for it at 70 minutes, I'll be honest. But I wouldn't have minded if they'd have come on. But I definitely weren't looking at the game thinking it needs to happen, if I'm honest. Mick, because Farke believes Meslier is the best keeper in the championship, he'll keep him as number 1. That's my worry. That's my worry. That is my genuine concern with that one, pal. Mez mistakes first, Portsmouth first goal. V Sunderland, Preston, now Hull would have been 7 points. Clear, 1 mistake, fine, but it's getting too many. Matt, nail on head, pal. Nail on head, buddy. Absolutely spot on. Like I say, I think I've counted at least 6. Yeah, 7. They all make sense as well, pal, 100%. And like you say, you're clear then, aren't you? It's just getting to be on the joke now. The Bynum change was pre-planned. It always is. What's Farke said in his presser? I don't know. Evening, Joe Blackburn. Up your stream went well, mate. Honestly, we've not spoken about Wells of the Meslier at this point. I love getting all chats in, though. I do like to bring on comments in and try and touch on them all if I can. Danny Green, yeah, Richard, that's still something to cling on to. There's always got to be ups and downs. Ups and downs, we know it's part of his famous song, mate, Ups and Downs. We'll go through it all together, won't we? Throughout the season, 5 games in a fortnight, never easy. Hopefully 1 game a week will help. Yeah, well, that's it. I'm hanging my hat on that one. Hopefully a bit of a break's going to help us. Bielsa's knee, up you well, mate. Can someone give me Piro's number? I want to invite him to my kid's christening. Okay, why is that, mate? Need to put Darlow in for a game or 2 while Leeds find a lone keeper. Dr. Cox, yeah, I mean, I ain't too sure we're going to bring a keeper in. I hope I'm wrong with that. I really do. But yeah, Darlow has to come in, mate. Regardless of what they do after that, Darlow has to come in, Dr. Cox. And I'd like to think he comes in and he makes a claim for that number 1 shirt. I really do. Because if he comes in and he's poor, we really are fucked out with. Meslier, Bamford will cost you auto pro. There's Wilco White's channel. Sean, get over there and check him out, please. Joe Blackburn, this would be a Joe B raid for someone doesn't have raid set up. Yeah, man. Cheers for that, Joe, mate. You're a star. Thank you. You're an absolute star, mate. Top guy. Darla will play against Harrogate, but that will have been the plan anyway to give him a run out. Yeah, it will, Mick. Yeah. Bielsa's knee. Anyone got a vid of Rodon's reaction? Yeah, someone might bang it in chat. I don't know, but yeah, it's it wasn't happy. It was quite compelling, mate. He was very, very angry with that. Fuming. There's only Leeds bros. Check them out too. Cheers, Danny. Absolutely fuming. Still can't justify this as I was getting over the other errors this season and didn't think we needed a goalkeeper. He can't continue. He can't continue for pressure on next game. Elliot will be huge. Yeah, Sam, 100%. He can't continue at the minute. He really can't. He needs to come out. You need to protect him now at this point and take him out the firing line because it's too much. And yeah, but same, mate. I just about got over his errors and started praising him in recent streams. If you'd seen Sam actually giving him a bit of praise in some games, and then now it's just all been eradicated in one game. Thank fuck for the cup next week. Try out some players. Schmidt, Ramazani. Yeah, well, Ramazani needs to play. It's mental that he's had 2 games in Championship without seeing grass. It's criminal. It's got to go at Bernabeu last season. Fuck's sake. Like, I know it's game state. You could look at it and go, Solomon's playing, best football he's had at Leeds so far. He's the best current player. How was he getting inside? But it just seems criminal that Ramadani's not touched grass for 2 games as well. But yeah, again, that's not the reason we didn't win today. I love that fair point road on not amused. Yeah, too right. And they should be pissed off. Professional footballers should be pissed off when someone fucks up. Joe Blackburn's channel, go check him out. Berardi would have nutted Meslier. He's at fault for all 3, but it's the second one that still can't get me around. Sam, exactly the same. I think he's at fault for all 3. Some are saying Thurston's harsh. I understand it's harsh. He has some fault in that goal. It's not all his fault. Vauban can't get back in time, well out of position, but you're going to have that when you're attacking down that left and he ain't that quick. And Rodon and obviously Ampadu are just too far apart and nowhere near. But it happens. It happens for me, Meslier, but in no man's land with that as well. But yeah, that's the harshest one out of the 3. And then yeah, second and third in the bad. If Daniel Farkin knows Mez, he has had a stinker, still picks in. Stubbornness or is it stubbornness or bad judgment? Both, mate. Both. Bad judgment to keep him going, stubbornness to not see what's right in front of your eyes, and it's a player that can't do it under pressure. It's one of them, isn't it? And Danny Talk Sport is look at this sub to this numpty. We'll be doing a transfer review at the end of the window. Sound. I'll sub to that myself, Danny. So yeah, get sub to Danny Rumsey. Everyone knows what Danny is. He's always in chat. He's now moderating my channel, which I much appreciate. Yeah, I'll sub to that as well, Danny. And then looking forward to that one, buddy. Gavin Parrott, I think Burnley keeper off the 2, Dubravka off the Saudi. This game was won at 3-1. Doesn't matter about who was missing up for. Yeah, Sam, exactly. That's exactly what I say on that one, mate. Like, we can pick fault at anything else in game. It didn't matter. The 3-1, it were there. Yeah, we were poor. We win that game 3-1 and we have a discussion like, we're poor. But then they did the business. They got it. They did it. And then he does that, So everything else really is irrelevant, if I'm honest. Farker poor management today, maybe, but like I say, at 3-1, middle of that second half, if he don't drop that ball, mate, we'll win 3-1. Like, people are harping on the subs that he didn't make and stuff. I get it, in hindsight, it's a great thing. We can look back and say that, but at 3-1, we were cruising. I didn't think we needed to out at 3-1 up. I thought we were fucking sound, if I'm honest, Dr. Cox. I swear to God. Rodon went nuts. I want the Rodon reaction. Just watch the highlights, you can see it. I mean, it cuts it short, don't get me wrong. There might have been a little bit afterwards, but yeah. Sam, the defence, don't trust Meslier. Yeah, they don't. I don't think anyone trusts him. Obviously, they can't say not bad, but I just don't think none of them trust him. When was the last time this club had a solid, reliable keeper? Rob Green, mate. Under Gary Monk for 1 season. Rob Green. Best keeper we've had for a while, mate. With only 1 season. End of his career. Last role at Dice did really well at our place. Next 5 games, Meslier might retain 5 clean sheets. It means jack shit. Yeah, I do. Yeah, there you go. Same, mate. Sam Benyon, exactly. I would sign Stokekeeper. I just don't see a sign anybody because then they'll want to sign a better one than Stokekeeper. But I think for Prem, about the subs, I noticed it takes so long for them to happen, as in 5+ minutes for Farker to decide when they're coming on. Seems kind of lazy, Yeah, he does. He gets them all stripped off ready, doesn't he? You might as well let him warm up for another 5 minutes rather than standing there jogging on spot while you're, waffling the ear. It should be, kit off on pitch. Only time he should be waiting is if the ball's not going out of play, which is out your control. But a lot of times he does mess around outside. You'll see him stripped off on 65, but it's like Nah, got to wait till 70th. Can't bring you on before 70th minute. Farken and the 49ers have to address these holes in our squad this month. Farken needs to get tough with this squad now. Pressure will increase. This is Farken's best opportunity to get in the Premier League. Yeah, there's no second chances, isn't there? You know, this is a second chance. There's no bones about it. For me, if we ended up in the playoffs, hypothetically speaking, and won at Wembley, I would potentially still change manager for, because I think it's a failure if we are in top 2 this season. And if we got up via Wembley, the best feeling in the world, I'm sure. We don't know really, do we? I was there sulking at the end of last season, but you know, it's a failure if it's success if you go up, people will say. But if we did it via the playoffs, which I don't think we'll do, and I don't think we'll need to do, if that was the case, I'd probably look at it and go, I don't want Farke next season, which sounds wild. Because I've had people say, even if we win league by 10 points, I don't want him here next season. You've got to reward him for promotion. You've got to. But if he went up via the playoffs, I ain't too sure I'd believe that. Go up in top 2, yeah, granted, he's got to be worth his chance, but I have to see. Look at that Hull, we're missing 7 players from the first team. Lord Sheargard, that is scandalous, mate. Scandalous. That's awful, that, isn't it? That's awful. Like, imagine if they'd have had those 7 players. 49ers just go get Jason Steele. I'd love that, mate. I'd love that. He would have played a few years ago, you know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I've been watching the Sunderland documentary and he was poor. They hated him there. Very poor. And now he's been Brighton's number 1 at time. He looks a really good keeper, and I don't think he's getting a run there. So yeah, I'd love that, but that might be a Premier League move potentially. Butter can't buy a win now, but they can start a fresh run. You imagine the players going home to their partners and they ask how the game went, and all they'd say it's fucking ill. Yeah, well, it's like been working it. How did it go today? Oh, Nobbed, we're carrying on again today. Be like that, won't it? Ooh, Ilian again. It will be, but like that. That's hilarious, mate. All right, with him again, what it? Yeah, you fucked up again. Chris Gillet, hey up, mate, hey up, mate, hope you're well. Regardless of that result, mate, I hope you're well. It's all Bamford's fault, of course it is. Meslier was in the port of Calais today. He went anywhere but there, wasn't it, today? Yeah, he's not sleeping tonight, knows he's done. Yeah, it's a massive weight on him. I'll be honest with you, I hope he's got people, you know, good people around him. I'm sure he has, who'll put their arm around him and bring him through this. He's been there before. He's come through it before. The only way through it for me is via the bench now. Take him out of the firing line. He needs a bit of time out of the spotlight. Put it on Darlow, who's an experienced player. Can definitely cut it at this level. Plays for Wales internationally. And then we'll address it after that, won't we? You don't need to be a class every game, but do enough. We did that today in Sunderland, and then these incredible anomalies you can't control. Yeah, that's it, Bielsa. 100%, mate. Like I say, we weren't great today. We can pick the bones out of people's performances. You know, not every single player on that pitch covered themselves in glory today, but they got from that position of being poor, pissing everybody off, everyone worried in that first half, to 3-1 up. They did that. The lads did that as a collective. And it wasn't a collective error, that got the second goal that went in. Even if we just looked at the second goal, that wasn't a collective error. It wasn't. The third error, the third goal, there were a few more bits in it. It would have into the box, you know. But I still blame him for that. I still blame him for that third goal as well. Andrew, Michael, every time we go top, we can't sustain it. No, isn't it? Every time we go top and we have an all right run to look at, and you go, yeah, we should get some points there, create a gap. We never do. It's like we don't like being comfortable. We like stressing ourselves out and stressing us fans out. You know, it's the best team at will to support, but it's the worst for your heart and your health, innit? Goalkeeping coach needs to be questioned. Yeah, we even got one. Like, seriously. Wheels falling off. I don't know about that. Mate. I wouldn't go that far. We're right to be disappointed and annoyed today, but I don't think I'll go that far. Bielsa's knee. The only way this can get a little better if Mes fronts up, he needs to come out, do an interview about his errors, which he won't, will it? But I'd love that. Yeah, it won't change anything, but he is losing the human battle here with the fans. Yeah, he is. I'd love that. We're a forgiving bunch. I mean, Bamford, I ain't a Bamford lover at all. Like, I think his time's done. But he comes on, he warms up, and he gets, you know, they're all chanting for him. Ellen Road, thousands of people singing for Bamford. Like, I don't think it'd take much from Meslier, you know, if you come out and just put, or even a social media post, come out and just say, I'm really sorry and stuff. You know, some people will say just stay out of limelight. I sort of agree with that to a degree as well. But I wouldn't mind reading something online tonight, tomorrow, where he's apologising. Sometimes you've got to hold your hands up and say it, haven't you? You know, you have. We all fuck up. We all do, just in different circumstances. Chris says, I'm tired of making excuses for Mes. He's cost us too much. The second goal was the last straw. It's a repeat of so many clangers for him. Out of the top 4 teams, we have the worst keeper. Why? Mate, we have the worst keeper out of probably top 10, top 12 sides, maybe more. Yeah, it's beyond a joke. His personal stats are way down league. Chris. Leeds play their next game. Until 19th of Jan against Sheff Wednesday at home. Burnley play Sunderland at home on Friday at 17th. Sheff play Norwich at home on the 18th. Leeds might be third by then. And then pressure starts mounting, doesn't it? Then pressure, and then we might be at home, but then you've got Sheffield Wednesday. Danny Rawle turned it round since we last played them. Yorkshire Derby, they're going to raise their levels by 10-15%. We need to be at the races for that one. We really do. We can't praise our scorers today. Meslier's getting all the space on the back page. Yeah, he is. I mean, I'll just say Pirro's goal, fantastic goal. Great strike. So happy he got a goal. It looked like it was going to be one of them games where it didn't happen for him again. And then people start questioning whether he should have started him. Love that he got that goal. Beautiful goal. On edge of area. Drilled it. It's what he does. Finishes it well. The Dan James goal, brilliant by Solomon down that left again. Gets a ball across, a bit of a deflection. Bogle, brilliant at that little cutback. He's done it a few times this season. Brilliant. And obviously Tanaka's the pick of the bunch. Like, so good to see the midfielder score. But like you say, it's hard, isn't it? Because the good's undone by one player today, and they won't get like you say, they don't get no headlines. I think it's all about Meslier. 90 minutes of football and one guy steals the show. For all the wrong reasons. Danny Green, try to take some comfort. It's one game a week for a couple of weeks. Hopefully the team can take a couple of days off and chance to take stock of the situation and hit a reset. Yeah, I'm looking at that too. Thinking, you know what I mean? Like, be nice to finally have 7 days between games. It's been a horrendous run of fixtures for everybody. We haven't got a massive squad in terms of numbers. We're battling injuries, but because we've got quality, especially on that bench, we've got a really quality group of about 17, 18 players. Beneath that, it's a little bit thin, but we square pegs round holes. Some games, St Ampadu play right back. We managed to, come through this rough time and get ourselves to top of league. It's tighter than we want to be, but I'd rather be top by a point or 2 points than be third, chasing by a couple of points. But I do think we do things better when we're chasing. But I ain't going to moan with top of league. It's just it could be better. It could be better. Dr. Cox, it's not a goalkeeper's coach's fault. Mez has to improve. You can only do that. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because people will still say he's young. There's no one pushing him. There's this, is that. But he's 5 years in now into a professional career, at Leeds United. He should be better than this now. He started off so well. Sometimes you can start off too well, can't you? And you never live up to it. And that's probably where he is. Those fixtures could actually go in our favour. Sunderland could win or draw. Burnley, Sheffield United are a bit hot and cold. Yeah, they could. It could go either way, mate. It could give us a lift going into it because we know we have a bit of a gap if we win. Or we could be third, like he says. It's have to wait and see, won't we? Andy Rowe, 20 games remain, 4-horse race, playoffs, not an option. It can't be an option. No point talking about anything other than the keeper anyway. Now they're in. They're genuinely in. Sean, why does he teach him a punch instead of cut? Yeah, I don't know if that's a personal preference or if that's goalkeeper thing, but he does it all the time, doesn't he? Please stick a like on the video if you're in. Still got 55 in here. Been going an hour. Brilliant. Yeah, like, subscribe if you're enjoying it. And I'd like to have you back on my next stream. I like to do lives a bit later than this generally, but I jumped on while it was popping off on here. But yeah, please come back for more in future. I'd love that. Michael, if it's true that Ilan was in tears and it's a big call on Farke made the right decision, taking him out might be good or bad for his confidence. A lot depends on how well or poor Darlow does. Yeah, I think it does. I think he comes out of Darlow. Now Darlow's got to, do okay. I don't think he has to do brilliant stuff, but if he comes in, he's assured, he looks confident at the back, he's experienced. I think he'll take that jersey now. But I do think also, on the other hand, it might harm his confidence. You might drop him and never see him in a Leeds shirt again. You never know. But I feel like it also doesn't set a good precedent for the rest of the squad not dropping him. I feel like it sends a wrong message out. If somebody has an absolute stinker and costs us points, really bad defensive play or whatever, and directly that person's cost you points and you get dropped. How can and he's done that with Meslier, not drop Meslier. How can you ever drop anybody else a mistake? And we are seeing rotation rather than people getting dropped at the minute. But Willie Nonto's not inside, probably down to his form. Yeah, you could say James is keeping him outside, which he is, but Nonto's not doing good enough to keep James outside. So you could say Nonto's out of form, which I would say he's not getting played because of his form. Mellier's form is shocking, so he needs to come out. Set the wrong example if he doesn't. Our defence was non-existent today as well. Yeah, too many changes. Back 4, 2 changes. Vauban at left back. I get it, and things aren't going to hammer him because he's done well, but it's easy to hammer him today because we didn't win, and he was at fault-ish for first goal as well, out of position, couldn't get back. He's in a left back, he's filling in there, he's doing really well. He likes to get way more forward than I ever thought he could, if I'm honest. But you also know when we lose a ball, he can't get back. And Rodon and Ampadu were brilliant together when they've got a bit of cohesion, when they've played 5-6 games together. We saw how good they were in that run last season, phenomenal. Felt a bit cold today. But they caught us so quick on counter. They were so quick on counter. They really were. We really went for it, and there were holes all over pitch. It was the least in control I've seen us in a long while. Even more than Swansea one for me. Meslier needs to be sold on way back for him. Yeah, I'd love him to, but sell Teflon Meslier, go get Kelleher from Thieves. Yeah, I'd love him to. I think that might be a summer move, mate. Let's not forget last season. Leicester were 10 points clear last season. We're right in the mix, and let's not lose our shit yet. Plenty of time. Yeah, there is, and like I say, that's how we'll sort of like towards the end of the stream. Obviously we'll go on that. You try and end it on a high. We are still top. If you'd have offered, by 4th of January, you'll be top by a point or 2 points, and you said other 3 teams are being that 4, you'd have bit your hand off, wouldn't you? Bet anyone's hand off for that. You'd have said, yeah. It's just, it could be more. And we're stressed now because we don't know if it's going to change. We don't know the answers to the questions that we've got going on. If we did, we'd be a lot more relaxed, wouldn't we? Everyone asking Keller, we ain't spending 30 million. Definitely. I don't think we'd spend that in Prem, let alone this division. Keller not coming to Champo Dream on, yeah. True, John, yeah. Danny Keller is just not realistic. He wants Championship League, not Championship, 100%. Richard, I know Liverpool want 30, over 30 for we aren't spending 30. Yeah, we're not, are we, Danny? 100%. I agree with that, mate. There's other options out there though. They'll have a short list. They'll have it already. Kept my eye on the Watford Sheffield United match and the Blades goalkeeper Cooper kept them in the match. Trafford's also been very successful with Burnley this season. Both have said them. Yeah, I remember when we played Burnley at home, I thought Trafford were outstanding. Great young goalkeeper, much more talented than Meslier. British Railways was a good match. Messi ending and hello, mate. The lad off TikTok. Yeah, cheers, British Railways, mate. Much appreciated for you coming over from TikTok, pal. Yeah, I tell you what, I was saying to watching. I had game on and I had only Leeds Bros watch along on. I was saying to them, it was a bloody good game. That like if you just take your Leeds off for a second, it was a good game of football, like end to end, entertaining. If you're a non-Leeds fan or if you're a total neutral for the game, you're loving that, especially with the error from Meslier. It just added to the drama. It was a really exciting game of football, and I'm all about jeopardy in sport. I actually enjoy the arse nip, if I'm honest. I quite enjoy the arse nip. I quite like not knowing if my side's going to win. I don't like it to end like that. I'm fuming with the result, as you can tell on the stream. I'm not happy, but I don't mind the team giving us a go, and I like to see the character of my side. I like to see the personalities come front. I don't want to see 2 and 3 nils every week. It does become a little boring. We talk about the atmosphere on the road. It becomes a bit boring. The expectancy. We're supposed to win every game. I like a bit of jeopardy. I like that Hull give it a go today. I like that they went one up and we came back to 3-1. I like that. I'm buzzing for boys. Like, what great character to show in the Yorkshire Derby to come back and show finally what we've known you can do for that 45 when it wasn't there. But then that mistake undoes it all, doesn't it? Undoes it all. I've been saying the defence don't trust Mez all season, mate. They haven't trusted him for a long time, have they? Just looked him up, Dr. Cross. Could be a good move. Hey up, Scooby. Hope you're all right. Evening. Feel sorry for Mez. Folks have been sharpening their knives for him for a while now, and after goal 2, he's going to get it. He's, mate, it's awful situation, but he deserves to be dropped. Like, there should be no death threats. There should be no social media bandwagon. There should be nobody kicking off directly to him. He shouldn't be getting any abuse from anyone. In the YouTube space, content creators, fans, it's a space you can come, you can talk, you can get your emotions out, and I firmly believe we're doing the right thing in talking about it. It's the only talking point for me in the game, really. And he deserves to be dropped. He doesn't deserve abuse to the level he may get it. I'm hoping he doesn't, but we all know it's there. Death threats, etc. I hope he gets none of that, but he definitely deserves to be told he's done shit. He's messed up, even though he don't need to be told. It's just a sad state of affairs. Nobody likes to see anybody doing bad. I definitely don't. Like, I hate the thought of someone being down. I hate it with a passion. But he just needs to be took out of it now and let him build his confidence up on training pitch or something out of the way. MCB can play with his feet too. Got to get off, guys. Please like and subscribe to this absolute legend, Matty. Great stream. Love our LUFC community. Yeah, me too. I absolutely love it. ever since I've been on here now, just over 3 months, it's just growing and growing. And honestly, the friends I've made, it's just incredible. You know, even away from football, so much more out of this than just the football. It's absolutely class. Such good fans, man. Honestly, Sean Healy, CB can, yeah, I think catch lol. Good night, Sean. Yeah, Richard Hogan, Richard Martin is the last proper keeper we had at Leeds. Yeah, like top draw keeper. Yeah, we've had a couple of good ones for odd season, but like top draw, mate. Yeah, fucking hell, what a player he was. Duck Fuzz, we don't need a top class keeper at the moment. They don't have much to do in our team. Yeah, I agree, mate. I still think we go up if Meslier don't get dropped. Like, I still think we get promoted. I feel like he'll cost us another, say, 4 points. He'll cost us another couple of games. He'll cost us. He will. But I still think we'll go up anyway. But I do think a change is needed now, and it'll just be Darlow for me at the minute. We ain't going to go out there and get a top class keeper no matter what anybody wants. Not in January, not in Championship. Kyle errors happen all over the pitch, highlighted more as a keeper. He's best keeper at the club by a mile. Don't change anything, just keeping chalking points on the board and moving forward. Yeah, errors do happen, Kyle, but I have to disagree, mate. And it's one of them. You'll be a minority on here, which is great. I love opinions. I hope there's a few more people out there like you, mate, and I hope he gets to wear the comment, because I don't want to kick him while he's down. I don't, but I feel like it's best for him now to come out. Like, he can't play through this. I don't think he can play through this. It's too many times now. Has he got talent? Yeah. Has he got potential? Yeah. But when are we going to see it? You know, when are we going to see it, Kyle? But yeah, I hate hating on people, and I'm definitely not a Meslier hater. I just want him to get to end of season with his head down, and no more days like this for him. Poor lad, you know what I mean? And then move on. Pastures new. I think sometimes you just need that. And I think I feel like he was at that stage when we got relegated. He's definitely at that stage again now for me. He's back where he was. Ted Garron, hey up, mate. Never seen a keeper at this level, so nervous out of control. I knew a third goal was coming. Yeah, you could see it right on what it was. Unfortunately, in that position, you're not going to sub anyone off fire. You know, really, you could look at it and go, I really think we should change it up a little bit, bring someone else on. And it's just, yeah, you can't, can you? Goalkeeper, you can't do that at that point. You just got to ride on you. 1 second. All right, Danny boy. Agree, Richard. Last proper keeper was Nigel Martin. Yeah. I don't think. Which one were you anyway, Kyle? I've just read your comment out recently. Oh, is that you, Kyle? Kyle O'Reilly, of course it is. He's my good pal. I didn't even know it was you. It's mint, that. Yeah, thanks for coming on, pal. You know your stuff as well, mate. But yeah, I get that though, mate. I do get where you're coming from. But yeah, for me, he needs to come out now, buddy. He needs to come out. Just protect him now. Let him build some confidence up on training pitch. And he's up for Darlow, grab shirt. But yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice anyone feeling like this. And the hate he's going to get is going to be quite bad. I just hope it's not as bad as it was after Sunderland, because I know that were quite bad. Dr. Cox, Steely's second choice at Brighton. No Prem clubs allows a second choice keeper to leave team. Yeah, he ain't coming now, mate. He ain't coming now. Do we need a new number one in Prem? 100%. We might just have to make do what we've got, I think, for the rest of this season. I ain't going to lie. The team overall was poor today, especially defensively in the first half. A great comeback in the second half, but mistakes cost the team 3 points. Well, 2 points, yeah. Not just down to our keeper. Yeah, but the drop points were down to the keeper, Michael. Yeah, the first half were poor, but we got 3-1 up. He can't get past that. He can't get past that. I mean, we got 3. It's not even like we were 1-1 and then he dropped a clanger and we lost the game, you know. We got to 3-1. We got a gap from playing poor in first half. Yeah, it was, but, you know, we're not expecting to be 5-6-1 up, are we? You know, 3-1, the game's done for me, and he has cost us a point. But yeah, he weren't the only one that had an off day today. There were a few, but a lot of them players that were off in first half rectified it and got us to a winning position. And then, you know, you're hoping your main guy between sticks can seek game out for you when he's called upon. And unfortunately, we're called upon too many times today. For Meslier, he's all right when he has a couple of maybe a save. He can get his way through a game, especially with the talent in front of him. It was a struggle today because that back four looked very disjointed. There was no cohesion there. They looked like they haven't played together forever, let alone, you know, some of them have. I don't know if Volber's played alongside Ampadu. I can't recall. But they're all decent players. Nobody's moaning Volber starting. Nobody's moaning Ampadu's at centre-half before kick-off. But they definitely didn't play well today. They didn't. But at 3-1, that wasn't their fault. We lost that game. Well, dropped points in that game. Rod and Darlow have played together for Wales. Yeah, they have, mate, yeah. So it's another Wales contingent, you know. Darlow, Rodon, Ampadu, James. They all know each other. We have the worst keeper in the league. I don't know about that, mate, but he's way down there, isn't he? Meslier was smiling at the end of the Sunderland game, so I doubt he'll care. I don't know, mate. Apparently, we're crying today, whether people feel sorry for him or not. But yeah, apparently, he were crying after this one. But yeah, we're laughing after the Sunderland one, but I think that might have been took out of context. Richard Court, get him for 5 million. I like Danny Roll. Could see Wednesday beating us. Yeah, Danny Roll's a hell of a manager. Starting off poor, and everyone was saying it was shit this season, wasn't it? But yeah. He's not. He's turned it around. Pido, great goal. Tanaka, a screamer. Let's give out flowers now. Yeah, mate, it was. Obviously, you know me. I read comments and I elaborate on them, so it's probably going to keep going back to Mez. But yeah, mate, I'll read yours out. Pido, great finish. Brilliant finish. Tanaka finally with a goal. You know, nice to see. I thought Tanaka, he plays as a 6. I feel like he could play more advanced. He showed there. He's a player who will shoot if he's got the angles and he's got the opportunity. Top draw, mate. We haven't seen that. That would Mateus click goal. That would a Pablo Hernandez goal. We haven't seen anyone do that in a couple of years, so I was buzzing with that. We have 2 Yorkshire derbies coming up. They will both be up for it. Harrogate Town haven't won last few weeks, but today go and win. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it'll be fantastic, mate. Well, that'll be a great game. A good game for us to make a few changes, freshen it up. I don't think he'll make as many as I thought before this game. Freshen it up, away from league. The pressure sort of gone. Try and build up a bit of confidence, you know. In Harrogate, if we turn it on, we could bang a few goals in. Hopefully, build a bit of confidence, bit of time, rest up. Any niggles. Firpo should be back. Yeah, he could look a lot different in a couple of weeks, couldn't it? But right now, it still hurts. You can't protect Mez for what he's done, but do you think the Hull fans are ripping their goalie apart for missing the ball that James scored from, or the pass to Pirot? No. David, great comment, mate. They won't be, because they got a point. They've won the final today. They've won Champions League. You know, they're buzzing, absolutely buzzing with it, because it hasn't cost them no. Yeah, you can say they were winning at one point in this game, but they weren't expected to win. They weren't expected to get a point. So no, I get your point. Their keeper were really poor for a couple of theirs as well, but ultimately they've got the same amount of points as us. But where we are in table, the trajectory of both clubs this season, it's chalk and cheese. So nah, I get your point, but they won't care. They got a point. They won't even mention their keeper's mistakes for me. I don't think they will. Looking forward to Darlow clean sheet and goals for Joseph and Chambers next week. It'd be nice, that one, mate. Freshen up a little bit. I'd love that. I'd love it if Joseph could get a goal or two. Hopefully starts instead of Bamford. And yeah, Darlow hopefully gets his start and does well. I have Kiko, to be honest. Nah, I'm not going there. Remember, guys, the playoffs equal championship next season. Yep, they do. Danny says, Matty, don't forget you got to spend time with the wife. Yeah, I know. She's on her way back from hospital, mate. She's still not home yet. As soon as she comes on, I'll probably cut this stream short. But yeah, it's she's still not back. Cheers, Danny. I'll waffle on here a bit longer. Stop crying, Mez, and catch a ball. You make me laugh, Sean. Duncan says, not excusing Millie at all today, but there were some other worrying issues today, e.g. finishing, centre defence, never winning the first ball in the air. All he's looking at. Yeah, the war, mate. The war. But like I said, the points weren't lost for that reason. But definitely the stuff to work on. Definitely. But I thought that back four definitely looked shaky today. You know, we were so open. I really wanted Ampadu to play midfield today. I feel like if it had been next to Tanaka, we might not have had so many gaps for them to just run through at times today. A lot of injuries. The Blackburn game, injuries during the game too. Subs he had to make due to the injuries rather than tactical changes, and it's just sort of like, it's running to this game as well. But it's one of them, mate. There were a lot that we didn't play great today. We conceded 3 goals. Yeah, a couple of them were Melier's fault, but we still, even with the goals that they didn't score, there were a lot of chances. That they squandered as well that weren't down to Meslier, that they even had them chances. We see games where we don't gift a chance. Today we gifted maybe 10. There were loads of chances they had today. Kyle O'Reilly, British coaches obsessed with keepers catching everything. Punching is less risk, no foolproof by any stretch, but it's a case of minimizing risk. Right, okay, mate. Yeah, he gets a lot of stick for that, does Mez, doesn't he, Kyle? Punching rather than catching. I actually have a personal preference, or if coaches, like you say, just say it's less risk. If I'm honest, I don't feel like there's a massive problem with his punching. I can't remember last time it connected with it and it fell down. And I mean, that today was shocking, obviously. I don't know what he was doing with that. He just leaves that and it goes out. But when he comes out and does punch, I aren't too bothered about it. He does get distance on it a lot. Today, like I say, that one wasn't really one of those anyway. And obviously the Byron one, he got his head to it before Mez could get there. If Mez gets there, he probably punches it clear. He gets quite decent length on his punches. A lot of people kick off about that. It doesn't really bother me at all. He's got more feel to his game for me than just whether he punches or catches. But yeah, it's a great point. We ain't getting Kelleher. Yeah, no, Ren's need to come in with a bid. Yeah, I'm hoping they do. Richard Woodthorpe, hey up, mate. The joke is Meslier said he would not go to Chelsea to be number 2. Yeah, well, you know when he said that though, mate, his stock were high. It's not high at the minute. It's never going to be as high, ever. Meslier doesn't punch or catch, he just flaps. At the minute he does, yeah. I don't want to see Mez in a Leeds shirt again, to be honest. Max Fober is lazy. I like Max Fober, mate. I just think he ain't got the pace to go up and down like we need his left back to do. Say, last few games, people have been waxing lyrical about him when he's played. I ain't going to diss him too much. But he's a centre-half, playing out of position. That's on Farker. Look at Schmidt. There's something there why he's not playing him, and I don't know what. Bonus, looking forward to tomorrow's game when Liverpool slaps come 8-0. That'd be nice, mate. Give us something to share this weekend. I thought first half was really poor. Yeah, we're really poor, Liner. No getting away from it. We still created loads of chances, weren't clinical, and you know we gifted them loads. We should have been 2 down. Let's be fair, the hit post, we should have been 2-0 down. You know, at that point, panic station, we probably don't even get a point at that point. Adidas might want their goalkeeper gloves back. I might do. Michael, if Burnley and Sheffield United get promotion, regardless whether Leeds go up with them, both teams will stink the Premier League out like they did last season, no matter how well they might do this season. Yeah, no, they will do. For me, we're in a title race this season with 2 yo-yo clubs. We don't see ourselves. I know they probably won't see themselves as yo-yo clubs, but if they're honest, that's what they are. And either of them, do you see either of them establishing themselves anytime soon? I don't. And that's just a personal preference on that, but I just don't see it happening. I'll get through these last few comments, but the missus is just walking in from the hospital, so I am going to wrap this up very shortly and get to see the missus, but get through these last few comments. Ideal scenario, Lord Shirgoraf, yeah. Bamford's had to deal with so much abuse while the Leeds player will be one Leeds player supporting him and keeping his spirits. Yeah, he will, mate. 100% he will. Mate, Meslier playing the 21s. Yeah, I would too, to be fair. I think Ramsdale or Kelleher would be great. Yeah, me too. Corberan unlucky not to beat Madrid today on Friday night in his first game in charge of Valencia. Yeah, I like him. Had a team in mind when Tanaka scored. I'm in love with Tanaka. Sid says Farker has to do a job Mez. If not, we are definitely not getting in the top 2. Not convinced Farker will drop him. Yeah, he has to show balls now, doesn't he? He has to do something he doesn't like doing. He doesn't like dropping people. He doesn't like having a large squad because he doesn't like that. He doesn't like having to make them big calls for me. He doesn't. He's stubborn. If you don't like someone, you won't get played, but he doesn't like making those big calls. So for me, this is one where he ain't got a choice. He ain't got a choice. Everyone can see it now. Sean Joe will be fuming. You win a night with Jesse Marsh, don't get scared. Sean Ely, Matty, I think a punch or catch depends on the situation. But yeah, of course it does, mate. He does like to punch majority of the time anyway, but I do think he's okay. And when he does punch, he gets distance on it. It's not something I'm massively bothered about. Nice says, thanks for the stream, Matty, top work. Right, well, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Like I say, the missus just got back in from hospital. His niece has just had a baby girl tonight called Paisley, so I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Can't wait to meet her, hopefully tomorrow or Monday. We'll see. But yeah, baby and mum are doing well. They're all okay, so that's a massive positive for my family outside of today. Bit of a nervy one earlier, so yeah, she's through it. So I'm going to get away now, spend a bit of time with wife, find out about the ins and outs of what's happened with our last traumatic day. But thank you so much. Stick a like on the video, please. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love doing these lives. It's been brilliant. An hour and 23 minutes waffling on about football, an hour and 21 minutes waffling on about Meslier. But yeah, please stick a like, please subscribe. And you know me, I'm never too far away from the next one. So thanks so much for all your congratulations. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll let you know in my next stream how everyone is. Much appreciated. Take care, everyone. Enjoy Sunday. Thank you.